See, Jocelyn Hernandez might be on that white substance, but she wouldn't dare do what she did on the Auntie podcast over on a white network. Clock it.
Let's talk about it.
Shawty, come and swing my way. We ain't gotta waste no time now, baby. Put that all in my face. I just wanna bump and grind on you, on you. Want you on my face, so shawty, come and swing my way.
I want people to have fun. Let's kick back. Let's get into a little tea. Let's not get too crazy, but let's enjoy the sip.
Clock that tea.
But let's get to the Chi-Chi, the Kiki, the internet bull.
Daddy, shot o'clock every minute, please.
No, Natalie, you always want to do Betty, shut o'clock.
Did you f***ing that apple?
Of course she is, because they don't feed y'all. That's probably the first and last and only meal that she probably had during that. Well, it's Biggie. So who am I lying to?
Big Dominican, you know Big Biggie don't miss a meal. Big Biggie always gonna find the food.
And I apologize too. I don't want nothing to happen to you too. That's why, I step back because I'm like, we are the injured reserve, and we gotta look out for each other while we're here. Because
Can I get a hug?
yeah,
Okay, you're not
over the table,
Not sneak.
girl. Yeah, I'm gonna pull you over the table and hug you some more, bitch.
They have them with me, so let them say it.
I'm only here for one purpose. What I'm trying to understand.
Wait, hold on. Let me see. Let me show y'all. Because why does everybody look like this? Look at Evelyn. That shit start all the way back here. Speaking of catch up, I got my food here. I need to eat at the same time. I need to do my makeup for the rest of the videos today. So why Tokyo looking like that? Why is Tokyo looking like that? And why does that look like the same wig that Michael Jackson used to be wearing? Tell me you don't.
Yeah, no, I want to know. I gotta say this.
Let's talk about the
no. Wait. Let me say this, right?
Why I'm hungry again? Why am I hungry again? I should have told this to bring me a steak, egg, and cheese. I think I need to go cook lunch. Akbar, maybe you can decide in my DMs and tell me who the doctor is. Because at this point, Spice, I thought you was from the Caribbean, dear, because Ice Caribbean. Ice the only one from the Caribbean. But apparently not, child. Spice says she from Puerto Rico.
Thank God I'm a loner and I stay in my room and I read my books.
What is Jessica even talking about? Back up. Hey, yo. So I just had to remind y'all who we dealing with. What's going on, y'all? It's Scott Santana, aka Chi, and we are back for another Auntie podcast. Listen, I know y'all like we really bad, child. We bad. and then we ain't coming back because apparently this was what the season finale, the series finale. Girl, it depends on who you ask. Okay, so I don't know if we're doing a review, if we're doing a let's talk about it, chat, but we talking about it either way. I did a watch along to this. Today is Tuesday. I did a watch along to this, a couple of hours ago. Shout out to my Patreon family. Okay, shout out to my patreon.com/GotSeenTina family because they really be getting the full tea. Because it was a lot of background tea going on that really kind of had me distracted. And then on top of that, the fact that they was interviewing Jocelyn and some of the stuff that they were saying, it was just very, very triggering. and reality was mirroring some of the things that Tia and Jocelyn and Tokyo Tony was saying. But we gonna get into all of it, and I think it's some tea that might have came out on the blogs or whatever. I don't know. We're gonna get into it because it wasn't really too much to discuss with this episode. But either way, you already know we're gonna discuss it after y'all go like the video.
The universe is P double T to the Y, and it won't stop till I wake up and realize that I am the 1, 2, 3. I am the bitch that these little niggas need. How you gonna escape when I am the key? That's why everywhere I go, that's it following me like damn. Get back on track, look at who I am. Every day is numbered in this lifespan. Look in the mirror, tell myself again. Self-love and happiness is all about a God's plan. I wanna be happy, doing what I please. Trying to do what I need, whatever it takes to be free. I wanna be happy.
Okay, real quick, just to let y'all know, the podcast has dropped. We are most definitely delayed because the way that I see it, the way that I have it in my mind is that I want y'all hosts to have new episodes Monday to Friday and that drop at like 5 a.m. so that by the time you wake up, those of y'all that's going to work, you got something to listen to, you got something to play for your lunch break, all of that. But I'm just keeping it real funky with y'all. I have been sitting on the idea of a podcast for a long time. But last week I just got the download, girl, get up now. So it's very last minute, very rushed, very delayed. But the talent speaks for itself. Okay, the talent speaks for itself. So as long as the content is getting out there, content and coin content, girl, just appreciate it. Okay, but eventually it will be on a set schedule at a set time. So it's a little delayed. Okay, technically y'all supposed to have episode 2 by now. Y'all gonna have episode 2 by the end of today, and depending on how today goes, hopefully you'll have episode 3 by the morning. Okay, but yes, either way, I'm still pushing through. No matter what, we are pushing through with this pod. And as far as what I'm gonna do with YouTube, I don't know if I'm going to just leave some of the like upload the episodes and then like cut it off after a certain point, or like just upload clips. I have not decided yet exactly how I'm gonna do YouTube, because the goal is to push off of YouTube. It's to push other platforms like Apple, and it's a podcast. Like I want it to be and feel different than a regular YouTube video. Okay, so just throwing that out there. The Catfish Horror Story, which is a story that I'm retelling from 2016. So shout out to those that remember the story, and also shout out to the new people who wasn't there for that era of storytelling. This is an old story. At some point I'm going to be telling new stories, brand new stories, but since I still have so many old stories, that's why, I'm sprinkling them in and retelling them or whatever. Okay. Dropping the next episode today, which will be AT time, and I have no idea what it's going to be about. I don't choose until it's time to start recording, but I know it's going to be a cackle. If you don't remember tea times, basically, baby, that's when I tell y'all story. I tell the stories that y'all write into me or the stories that we find on the internet, and it is a cackle. It is hilarious. Okay. So aside from that, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Unprofessional. Very, very just unprofessional. I don't even know where to start. So honestly and truly, the big thing that was going around on the blogs was the fact that Carlissa had ended up getting kicked off. Now, let's see if I could go ahead and bring this up for y'all without getting in trouble. And I'm gonna make y'all wait. I was gonna pause it, but I'm gonna make y'all wait. I'm gonna make y'all wait. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Okay, let's see if we can find it. Carlissa versus Jocelyn. Okay, let's see if we can find the clip.
So if I know y'all doing whatever y'all doing, but if we can't really sit here and have a good time,
when she say
make it fun, and then we can't film, because I ain't come here for that. I don't know what the motive is to have me here. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk about what we talking about. But listen,
because you ain't listening to me, I'm the only
right. I'm listening to you, and I'm trying to talk.
keep running
Don't
their
piss
mouth.
Niece off.
I'm trying to
It's like,
get
come on.
the
Niece,
business.
it's like, what we do? Listen, you always.
What I do? Why
Nobody
did
don't
you
like
name it the
you.
cabaret?
Right.
What I do? Why did you name it
Nobody
the cabaret?
don't like you.
Why
When
did you
she
name
get
it
her
the
ready, when
cabaret?
y'all get her ready, I'm gonna come back.
No,
'Cause
y'all-
she's bad energy, and she's all in my ear with that
God.
nasty breath.
That's all.
Breath smell like.
Now, honestly and truly, I don't even remember the exact question that Carlissa had asked Jocelyn. I'm about to see if we can find it just so we can have further context clues. But either way, honestly and truly, this was just going to happen regardless. It didn't matter who asked the question. And, oh, my line suspended. Show is because Miss Bree at Zeus Network that want to watch every video to see what she could copy and write out of me. Girl, how about you copy and write a check? Okay, why are we influencers still paying for this goddamn show, for this goddamn site when we sitting here promoting y'all shows? Okay, but at some point I knew it was going to be a situation between Jocelyn and any of the hosts. Okay, this is just an episode where it happened to be Carlissa's turn, and that's the thing that I did not like about this, is that it was like everybody was against Carlissa. There was no solidarity between the ladies. And I get that every episode there's supposed to be tension there, because even Jocelyn clocked it. Y'all have to remember, this show was bulk filmed within like a week. Okay. Because when Jocelyn started giving out flowers, I'm like, why is she giving out flowers? Is it Mother's Day? Like, is that what we're doing? But then I had to remember, yeah, that's when they announced the show, around Mother's Day. And you know, the show was built around Tia because Tia, her rise in popularity or whatever, and they wanted a show around her, and then they decided to go get two other people. But the show is bulk film. So all of this, that, and the third about them saying, oh, why you online doing this? Why you online doing that? They're lying. They're lying. They're lying. This show was not filmed in real time. It was filmed all within a week. And I say that to say, all the guests that have come on the show, they don't know the premise of the show. By season 2, if we even get a season 2, of course, by that point, people have seen season 1, and you already know, okay, 3 ratchet motherfuckers who going sit down, grill you, ask you the most obscene questions, whatever. But during the first season of the show, nobody knew what to expect. You know how the ladies are personally, but you don't know what to expect out of this. So you're sitting down, you're walking into it blindfolded, like, okay, what am I about to, like, what y'all setting me up with, Zeus? What you setting me up with, Lemmy? So Jocelyn came into it, you know, kind of on the fence, but like ready to have fun. And she was just like, okay, I'm gonna give y'all flowers. Here y'all go. You know, y'all doing a beautiful, great thing. You know, like everybody, I think everybody kind of understands what the potential of this show could be. But I'm gonna tell you where they went wrong. And I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I have to, because I will ADHD, I will forget. The problem with this show is the fact that they rely so much on the ratchetness and the ghetto antics, but that does not work in an interview style podcast or format. That doesn't work like that, because one day you're going to meet the right guest with the right energy, and then you're going to get more situations like this. And this is cute, you know, for a little blow up, a little crash out moment here and there, but nobody wants to watch a full season of just guests walking out and guests and the hosts going back and forth. Like, that's not entertaining. So if you want to make it to where, okay, this is supposed to be like a Ratchet View, a Ratchet The Real, a Ratchet Wendy Williams, that's cool, but it cannot be interview style format. Change it to, instead of filming, like bulk filming the show, this show needs to be a weekly show that is current and focusing on current hot topics. Let that ghetto and ratchetness and all of that, like let that come out with commentary. Because when it comes out against another person directly and that person is right in front of their face, it can come off aggressive. It can come off abrasive. And again, everybody is not set up the same way. And we're going to see a lot of walkouts, a lot of crash outs, a lot of arguments, a lot of this, that, and the third. I'd rather them let their ratchet personality shine with them arguing over commentary. That makes more sense. And that's how you keep the show going and making it, you know, through longevity. But trying to sit and find a celebrity to interview with, we're going to get bored after a certain time, especially when a lot of these people feel like, okay, because this is a black network, because this is Zeus, we can just come up here and say whatever and do whatever. Because exactly what Jocelyn did, which was kick Carlissa off the couch and say, I'm not filming unless she is gone. Jocelyn most never would have did that on Wendy. Matter of fact, Wendy is the one who sunned her. And I would play that clip if Fox wouldn't try to take my channel. But I remember when she kept trying to run Wendy, and Wendy was like, no, Jocelyn. Okay, shoe cam, baby. This is my show. What you doing? You here to promote your thing on my show. You saying #1 show in America, but right now you on my show because you need to be here. We don't need you. You are here because you need us. Jocelyn wouldn't dare do that on The Real. She wouldn't dare do that anywhere else but here. Because with Lemmy and Zeus Network, we already know what to expect. Unprofessionalism, bias. Like, don't nobody give a damn that Jocelyn is one of the founders of Zeus. And by founders, I don't mean creators, but I do mean like creator of the whole Zeus movement. Don't nobody give a damn. Don't nobody give a damn. Like, it was a joint effort project, okay? And multiple factors have gone into why Zeus is where it's at now. Like, it's been multiple moments. Jocelyn, you were just one moment, okay? Then Natalie came along, had her moment. Then Krishan came along, had her moment. Like, you are part of a collective of people that have helped this network to get to where it's at. But the level of unprofessionalism that we witness simply because Jocelyn has done, like, nah. Any other show would have been like, baby, do the interview or you're banned. But obviously, Lemmy can't do that because Jocelyn got her show there. Which to me still doesn't make sense, because what these girls do is they'll have a show, they'll come out, do a season, then come out, try to expose Lemmy, try to do a takedown, expose all of these details, or try to allude to exposing all of these details, ask for more money only to go back the next season after they get what they want. It's like wash, rinse, and repeat at this point. They've all done it. They've all done it. Jocelyn, Natalie, Tasiki, Krishan, Stunner Girl, Jayla, Smiley. They've all done it. And it's so like annoying to see at this point. So the fact that Jocelyn is even back for season 5 it's crazy. Because don't forget, after season 4 and the whole lawsuit of it all with Amber and all of that happened, Jocelyn was done with Zeus. She was completely done. Then there was some talks of her working with Ray J because she and Princess real cool. And then that flaked out, fizzled out. Then she went and created her own show called Dancing Freaks. Like, I remember I did a whole video on it where she put out a trailer and she was looking for men. It was supposed to be the men version of this. And that's the show that Rolly's ex-boyfriend is a part of, apparently. And we would think, okay, what's going to come up with this? The next thing we heard of, that was pushed to the side. And then all of a sudden she was filming a cabaret again. And then it came back to Zeus. So it's just like, I don't know. Everything over there operates real weird. But when it came to Karlissa leaving, I felt like she should not have left. I felt like Lemmy should have put his foot down and been like, listen, Jocelyn, sit there, or like the interview is over. But what you going to do when like your biggest star, one of the biggest shows that's making you the most money, like, so it was kind of like a, you know, and then it's like, how do we really even rate or view this show when the whole goal of it is to be unprofessional, is to be ratchet? Like, even before the show started, Karlissa was basically explaining, like, I don't really F with Jocelyn because I don't like how she had a Christian girl on the show that was talking about Jesus, and she told her, shut up with all that Jesus talk. Now, I get from a perspective of somebody, you know, being offended at somebody not wanting to hear about that. But at the same time, it's like, girl, we on a ratchet reality show, and like, you playing around with God. Like, so I understand both sides. And I felt like the line of questioning was no different than any other episode, any other guests that they've had. But again, this show was bulk film. These people did not know what they were walking into. So I don't know. That's why I feel like it should have been more solidarity. Like, if we're going to be committed to the whole ratchet thing and then being ratchet with the guests, like this episode, it felt very much like, okay, we just going to pick on Karlissa. But I could name plenty of episodes where it was another person in the hot seat. Like, didn't Tokyo Tony and Karlissa just get into it? And then Tokyo Tony was in a hot seat before? First episode we kicked off, Tokyo Tony was in a hot seat because she wanted to sleep with the game after Black China. And they was all sitting on his lap and playing with him and asking him if he, you know, got pegged before. Like, it's just this whole episode of dogging out Karlissa and allowing Jocelyn to sit there for as long as she did, dogging out Karlissa, it made me annoyed. It really did make me annoyed, because it was just like, what we're not going to do is put everything on Karlissa. Like every other episode, y'all not with the fuck shit too. This is just Karlissa's turn, but like, y'all be with the F shit too. And honestly and truly, once Karlissa had set out, everything she started saying, I was agreeing with. Girl, this mess is born. What are we sitting here talking about? You here promoting a product that ain't nobody gonna go and buy. Like, let's be for real. We trying to ask you questions about Tommy, about Stevie J, about Natalie. Like, you sitting here throwing shade at Natalie, because that's really, I think that's where things started going left, because Karlissa was clocking what Jocelyn was putting down. But Jocelyn didn't want to stand on business. Jocelyn didn't want to say any names because she was looking at it like, I'm not promoting the next person. Because Jocelyn lives out of a stripper mentality. So she like, I don't care if me and her share the same network and we got the same owner. and same partner. I'm not putting her on. We still in competition. I mean, even though they all family, we still in competition. So Natalie kept throwing shots. I'm sorry, Jocelyn kept throwing shots at Natalie, and Carlissa was clocking it, but Jocelyn didn't want to say that she was throwing shots at Natalie. Now, Carlissa, where she had me wrong was where she was trying to be like, oh, well, I mean, you're not putting a name on it. You could be talking about the Auntie podcast. Girl, ain't nobody talking about y'all. Ain't nobody talking about y'all because at that point in time, y'all had not even been known, had not even had any episodes out. So relax. That she could miss me with. But it's just the fact that, Jocelyn, you were here to, yes, if you had something to promote and put out there, cool. But like, we're not about to spend more time on your product when this is the Art Tea podcast and we can't get no tea out of you. Every question we ask, you don't want to answer. You want to sit and talk about the same shit that we talk about every other episode. We already know that all these girls like to eat coochie or had their coochie ate before. We already know they get a little freaky in the bedroom. Like, we already know what celebrity they're tied to. Like, we don't care about any of that. Girl, what's going on with you and Tommy? Have you run into her again? You know, since she tried to run you over? What's going on with CBJ? In a co-parenting situation, like when you drop Bonnie Bella over there, like, do y'all get a little quick again behind ballistic back? Like, that's the tea that we want to know. But since you don't want to answer any of that, then you can go. You can go. No, Carlissa, sit right there. Sit right there, girl. Yeah, I get it that you can be annoying. I get that you might be getting on her nerves right now, but it's okay. She on our nerves because she don't want to answer a goddamn thing. So, Jocelyn, why are you here? Oh, to promote Jocelyn's Cabaret, Chanelica's Cabinet. Okay, Chanelica's Cabinet, season 5. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Like, you sitting there trying to act like you above this podcast, like, oh, y'all need me for ratings and da-da-da. And that might be true, but Jocelyn, you also need them because you're there to promote your show. You're there to promote the show. Ain't you the one that said on Wendy Williams and said, I got the #1 show in America? Well, then act like it. Because you, the way you going around, you still, again, you moving like a stripper in Survival. You here promoting to make sure you keep the #1 show in America. So I don't know. I was annoyed. And like I said, I was with Carlissa when she was in the audience because, you know, Zeus always has to have a live studio audience of their production members, 20,000 members. Matter of fact, it was one person. So let me put this on screen because y'all gonna help me find this motherfucker. Okay. And I always say that, but this is the one time where I'm dead ass. Help me find this man. When I tell you I saw my husband on the show, do you see him? I know y'all see him, and I'm not even going to tell you which one because if you don't know which one, baby, you must be new here. You must be new here if you do not know which one I'm talking about. Please find my husband. Find this man. Tag me in his screen name. Find him for me. When I say my breath was taken away, because the whole time I was watching the episode, I was like breaking down, crying. Shout out to Patreon, patreon.com. Get the full tea. But that man is beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my God. Oh, let me get him off the screen. I was with Carlissa though. Like, what are we sitting here talking about? This is boring. What are we doing? And I don't know. I didn't like the fact that Jocelyn kept going. Like, okay, you don't like Carlissa. Okay, let's move on. But like the way it just kept going and going and going and just had to keep bringing it back to Carlissa. And because even Tokyo Tony tried to give us some real advice. And here's the thing that I hate that y'all be doing. Because I mean, even though I'm definitely somebody who feel like, okay, how you gonna give me directions to a place you ain't never been? Sometimes some directions and some advice is just common sense. And I felt like regardless of how Tokyo Tony acts and carries herself, she was still right in the advice she was trying to give Jocelyn. Like, yo, girl, like, focus on bigger and better. What you're doing is great. We understand that you were a stripper. You had to fight all your life. You know, 16 in the middle of Miami, no food, no family. Okay, cool. Walking over crack pipes. Like, we know Jocelyn's story. We know her story. I know her story very well. That's why I like Jocelyn as a person. The character, I don't always agree with, but her as a person, I like her as a person. Like in interview format, I like her as a person. Drink Champs, I like her as a person. The way that she thinks, I like her as a person, but the character I don't always get. But Tokyo was trying to tell her, like, yo, chill out. Let's start thinking bigger and better. Let's start seeing if we could get, you know, past this ratchet reality. So, like, let's think a little bit better and just, you know, take it 2 notches down. And Jocelyn didn't want to hear that because she's just like, girl, what about you? Okay, well, yeah, me too, girl. But, like, this is the same advice I've got. And I've noticed certain things in myself that also could resonate with you or that I also see within you. So yeah, like we could both use the advice. Let's calm down together. Like, girl, we could both be so much further. So I mean, that's really how the episode ended. Like I said, it was a lot going on for me personally during the watch along to that, because it's just so much going on in reality. But this is a job, so I still have to show up and do what I gotta do. Coin and content and coin. But yeah. And just some of the shit that they were saying, and Jocelyn with the I'm tired of fighting, and I get it. And I know a lot of people just gonna immediately jump to her physically fighting. That's not what she was talking about. That's not what she's talking about. Like, that's a different type of pain that you only know if you get to a place of being sick and tired. Like, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like, that is a different level of pain that you don't know until you've gone through it. And that's what Jocelyn was talking about. You know, just having a, like, it's not always easy having a boss up and having to defend yourself and having to speak up for yourself, because there are consequences that come with that, whether people like it or not. Like, I mean, look at Nikki, the stuff that's going on with her right now. She's saying a lot of true stuff, but a lot of people are just, oh, you on a coke rant. Oh, Wayne don't even like you. Oh, you just, and it's like, y'all are literally missing what Nikki is trying to tell y'all, but when don't y'all? It's like, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You don't speak up, then it just continues to happen. You speak up, then you're made out to be the villain. And it's just, I got what Jocelyn was saying. I did because I know that story all too well. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode. Like I said, the pod has already dropped. I am just trying to get some content up on YouTube for y'all before I go ahead and upload that second episode. Actually, I think I'm about to do it right now. And I'm thinking 6 brown chicks. Or am I the asshole? We'll see. Probably 6 brown chicks, because them stories be wild. Okay. So if you miss Tea Times, definitely write into skyteatimes@gmail.com. Send me a long, juicy, detailed story. Girl, you see how long my story times be? I need you to write in a long, juicy, detailed story to skyteatimes@gmail.com, and I will feature it in a future episode of the Sky Santana podcast. Okay, like I said, episode 1 is already dropped. Episode 2 is coming today. Episode 3 will be there tomorrow. Episode 4 will be there on Thursday. Episode 5 on Friday, so on and so forth. Okay, and Patreon, of course, will be getting exclusive goodies and whatnot. So I love each and every one of you all. Allegedly. Let me know what y'all thought about all of this down in the comment box below, as if I could put. Okay. I'm sure that there was more that came out online, but I don't really care to go look. I don't. I don't. Carlos and Jocelyn, they don't like each other. And that's that. I'll see y'all in the next one. Universal bad. That is not the outro.
Tell you every time I saw on the bed, none of these bitches is touching you.